You're listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. With your hosts, Anthony R. Destiny, Joe Ferrani, and Jerry Kenna. Interviewing entrepreneurs, business operators, and investors. This episode of Between Two Bridges is sponsored by Paymark Payroll. Payday is the most important day to your most important people, and payday is made easy at www.payyourpeople.com.
Alrighty, we're here with another episode of Between Two Bridges. I'm your co-host, Anthony R. Destiny. I own a side hustle, AA Concepts. You can check me out there. To my left.
I'm Joe Ferrani, the official owner of Doro Cleaners, and as of today, the official owner of FlexSource. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Making moves.
And Jerry Kenna, owner of Landmark Business Solutions, and a couple other things we don't have time to talk about.
And then batting cleanup here.
Yeah, why are we doing an intro like it's NFL Sunday Night Football?
Well, you never know who's watching.
I'm like Matt Light, Westview Elementary, 0.545 GPA. Go Indians. No, I'm Matt Light. I'm a stand-up comedian from Pittsburgh.
What's your 40?
What's my 40? The fastest in high school I was a 4.7.
Okay.
So I was pretty quick. So I run on my tippy toes. I still walk on my tippy toes. That's a big reason why I was fast. But now with my good old friend asthma, I'd say like 3 days.
The bus got to Canton with asthma.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, fuck you. Okay, I need an excuse. I think Cam Hayward has it too, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's always sucking wind and got the mask on. I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to come up with an excuse, guys.
Yeah.
Not just I wasn't athletic.
There's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
We probably all have a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I know that just walking through the woods the last couple of days, I was like, man, I need to get a quad. I'm getting out of shape.
Not get in better shape. Just
Right.
get a motor.
Get resources, put a motor on it, and fucking enjoy.
Because it's easier, yeah. Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the way to do it.
That's right.
Get a quad.
That's why we're all sitting here tonight, because we
Yeah.
all work a little bit smarter than the other guy. You know?
That's the goal, right?
Yeah. So what made you start to be a comedian? What was the starting focus?
Man, well, I wasn't good at anything else other than making people laugh. When I was a kid, I loved Adam Sandler. And I thought everything he did was awesome, whether it was Saturday Night Live, the movies, his CDs, like the albums he came out with. I thought it was great.
You like Big Daddy?
I love it. I think I think Big Daddy's his best movie.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite movie, but I think it's his best movie. My favorite movie is Little Nicky. Nobody likes it.
Get in the flask,
Yeah.
Adrian.
Hey, Valerie. Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, when I let my hair grow out, it's like a thing in my house because like it's time
You
to
look
get a
like
haircut
him?
because I have that droopy hair and I'm like, get in the flask, Adrian.
Oh, I love
all
it.
the time. Yeah,
So I did I guess I was in maybe 4th or 5th grade. We had to do a project on somebody you looked up to. And that's when I learned that he did stand-up comedy. He started at 18 years old. And I was like, well, when I'm 18, I'm going to start doing stand-up comedy. And then, like him, I'll be on Saturday Night Live, I'll have Netflix. None of that shit ever happened. But I did at 18 years old start stand-up comedy.
wow.
How'd you start?
So I was, at the time, I was fresh out of high school. I started working at my mom's restaurant, Tambellini's, downtown. And she was the manager. The owner, Charlie, and I used to bullshit. We always used to quote, Andrew Dice Clay. And we would just, all the dirty nursery rhymes. Because when I was a kid, that was my first time ever seeing stand-up comedy. And I would watch it with my dad. My dad let me do whatever. And, can I swear on this?
Yeah, fuck
All right, so, when he goes hickory dickory dock, this chick was sucking my cock. Like
The clock struck 2.
I shot my goo. Oh, you know what I mean?
Hey!
So-
Just smoking the cigarettes backwards. Yeah.
Yeah. And my dad and I are laughing so hard. I'm laughing because I know he's making fun of the nursery rhyme that my dad tells me, but I don't really know what some chick is sucking my cock means. I just know that my dad thinks it's funny. So so there was a problem. I would repeat it. So like we'd go to school and there's nursery rhymes. I know one. You know what I mean? Little boy blue. He needed the money. Oh. They're like, what? I was like, never mind.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was my first thing. And we quoted that a lot. And Charlie, the owner of Tambellini's, was like, why don't you put your own comedy show together? And I was like, all right, well, let me do this, right? So I charged $5 a person. And we had 100 people there.
You're
My
like
first
18.
show ever. Yeah, 18. It's
Jumped
great.
on stage. You're
Just
ready
did
to go.
it. Bro,
Alright.
I had little flashcards of ideas that I wanted to do.
Okay.
I did 27 minutes. And I'm not bright. I crushed. Like, I did so well. I was, this is it. Like, I'm going to be the next big thing. The reason why I crushed is because it was all my friends and family.
Yeah.
And I found this out immediately afterwards when I did an open mic at the Improv and just ate a jar of dicks. Like I did so bad. I was like, I told the same jokes about my grand playing bingo and these fuckers aren't laughing. What's wrong with them?
Yeah, right.
You know, and then you realize, and you know, it's a very difficult business, and it's one that, you know, it takes years upon years upon years to finally make money. But for me, I looked at it as, well, I knew I wasn't going to go to college. I didn't come from a family with money where they could pay for my college. I didn't want to pay to go to college because I know my attention span, I would have dropped out immediately. So this was my college. So I was like, I'm going to practice this craft while I work full time, and eventually it's going to be my full-time job.
Yeah, it's hard to be humble at the beginning, but it sounds
yeah.
like when you could have ran off that stage and quit.
Dude, I mean, like, there's times now I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's tough. I mean, especially because, like, you know, everybody's going through shit in life. And, like, with what I'm doing, my job is to make everybody happy. Yeah. When I'm not happy, I got to pretend like I'm in the best mood.
Yeah.
So the highs and lows of a comedian, like, when they talk about comedians being depressed, I mean, the reason why is because we're forcing ourselves out there like puppets. Like, life's great. And then we leave, we're like, all right, back to my shitty life. You know what I mean?
I still got a car payment and shit on the other side.
So, but I mean, I love it. I love doing what I do, and I'm very fortunate enough to have the support that I do in the city.
It's crazy to see, too, now there's a lot of access to other comedians through this media of podcasts. Like, guys like Bert Kreischer talk about, like, you know, they bomb still to this day.
Yeah.
You know, you're out there trying new material, and not everything's a Netflix special. So you go out there and tell a joke, and you could get canceled in a heartbeat.
Take that personal if you bomb. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be,
worst.
like, it's got to be, I feel embarrassed. I don't know.
Bombing is honestly worse than getting shut down by any girl in the world. Like, it is just... But it's inevitable, and if you're not bombing, I look at it as you're lazy because you're not trying new things.
Yeah.
You're not taking chances, so you're very comfortable. You're not going to grow as a comic, and you know, for me, like, it pretty much took me like every Kobe Bryant meme, every quote of his to get me comfortable with what I'm doing, because I mean, like, a joke is not just I tell you it once and it works. I'm like, there it is. We're always rewriting it on stage and reworking it. Yep. So, like, what I'll do is if I bomb, like, when I go on stage and I do, like, open mics, when I first started, I'd write, like, the name of each premise so that I know what joke it is. And when I get off a stage, I would star it 1 through 5 how I thought it was. But I also recorded the audio. Yeah. Then I would go back 2 days later when it was out of my head and I forgot what I did, and actually listened to it and compared those notes. Oh, wow. And that kind of really helped me. But you will never get over bombing. I mean, dude, I don't care if you're Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle. When you bomb, it's the worst feeling in the world. Because it's not like a team effort. You fucked up. It's you versus everyone else.
Yeah.
So even if I know it's the crowd, it's not, because Majority rules. And on that night, it wasn't my night.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, like, Brady's the best of all time, right? He's won 7 Super Bowls. He's lost 3 of them, too.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's never went undefeated a full season and won a Super Bowl. You're going to have losses. Yeah. It's just you got to have a short-term memory and go, fuck it, tomorrow I'm going to do it again.
New set of people, same joke. You run it back after it fails?
Yeah, because I want to make sure, like, if it bombs 3 times in a row, maybe it's time to scrap it or, like, come at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
But it's so weird because, like, I do a lot of crowd work at my shows. And so for me, like, if the crowd does not like me and they're not giving me anything within the first 5 minutes, I kind of have to detour and be like, all right, now I got to go to plan A, B, C, or D. And when I go on stage, I'm not prepared. That's just my style.
Yeah.
I like being scared. I have no idea what I'm talking about before I go up.
Holy shit.
I go up there, and as I'm walking, I hear the music, and I'm looking up. I'm looking at the first 2 rows. I'm looking at what they're wearing. I'm looking at what they're drinking. I'm looking at who they're with, what class they are. If I think they're like white trash like me, they're my buddies. I'm fucking with them the whole night.
You're looking for targets.
Yeah,
when you're coming out.
I'm literally
like scanning.
hunting.
Getting that motherfucker.
That crowd work is unique. I got zung at the Improv, actually. Greg Warren was in town.
Oh, yeah?
And at the end of his show, he was like, hey, do you guys anybody want to hear anything you didn't hear? And he does that no neck, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, just don't give him a neck bone because Nick ain't got no neck.
Yeah.
So I was like, no neck, Nick. He was like, when the fuck did they start letting the Amish in here? And I'm like, you motherfucker. I wouldn't have said anything. I was trying to help you out. Now you zung me.
Yeah.
So that crowd work thing's unique.
Yeah, and crowd work is becoming the new norm. There's guys like Matt Rife who is just blowing up everywhere from doing it. And, a lot of people are bitching about him. My whole thing is this, listen, whether you like him or not, he's been doing stand-up for 12 years.
Yeah.
It's not an overnight thing. Is he a good-looking guy? Does he probably get a lot of views because of that? Yeah. But so what? I wish I was fucking hotter too, dude. You know what I mean? My biggest thing about Matt Rife is, like, when he got popular, I got mistaken for him.
Dude, when we said we were recording this podcast, the girl that works for me, I said, we're having Matt Light on the podcast, and my yinzer comes out when I talk sometimes.
Yeah.
She was like, wait, you're having Matt Rife? I was like, well, I wish.
Yeah, dude, that's how it is. And when I first heard the name, I'm like, oh, the Asian community fucking loves me. Oh, Matt Rife. I was like, no, it's Matt Light. We're different. You know what I mean? And when they realize it's not Matt Rife, and they're like, oh, you have Matt Light?
Okay.
Who the fuck is that guy? You know what I mean? So, but it's been fun. And seeing him, though, like, grow the way that he does. I mean, he's got a team on social media. I mean, social media is the way to do it. I mean, you don't have to live in Los Angeles to be famous now. New York, you can literally be famous from your phone.
Right.
You just got to learn how the algorithms work, and I don't. but I'll figure it out.
And it could be instant. It could be overnight.
Oh, yeah.
You see it with certain products and businesses out there, and it's just like...
I think that, and I've never done stand-up. I enjoy listening and watching, and I've become a big fan. I'm a big, Joe Rogan and Tom Segura and all those guys, right? And I listen to Rogan's podcast all the time, and Kreischer and Segura, and listening to them talk about stand-up is like one of them. I love those episodes because to listen to how the business has changed and how there's guys that are using YouTube to break out, and how social media is giving guys that all of a sudden, because they didn't live in LA and never got an opportunity to go to the big stand-up or New York. Yeah. But they just put the time in on social media, and all of a sudden, I think Andrew Schultz his was through YouTube.
Andrew Schultz is one of the best comics out there, especially with crowd work. Yeah. And it was all because he was kind of the first guy to really post his crowd work online. Yeah. Okay. There's another guy named Steve Hofstetter that does it. He lives in Pittsburgh now, but like his shit, are we on camera? Sucks. I don't care. I don't care for it. He's one of those guys who, like, he's getting hecklers because his hecklers occur because he's not funny. Yeah. And the crowd's fucking bored. And then he goes after them and he's mean to them for spending their money to see somebody who wasn't
So the crowd should get the ratings and not him.
Right. Yeah. But like Andrew's a fucking beast.
He's
and like,
so funny.
and I've worked for a lot of YouTube comics, and it's really interesting. Like Joey Molinaro, do you know who that is?
I know that name.
So he does the impressions of like Chris Collinsworth. He was on Barstool. He does all these impressions. One of the nicest guys ever. He just started doing stand-up, and like such a cool dude. And I knew that like you could just tell he was extremely nervous because it's not his thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But his agents are like, hey, listen, to make money now, it's not just the internet. Go on tour
You gotta get on
and
stage.
start doing stuff. So I opened up for him, and it was great. It was a great experience because he's actually a sports fan. But some of the YouTube guys I've worked for at the Improv, they literally try and do like 5-minute TikToks, and then they do like, Q&A just to fill up time. And I love that because those are people that, because they're opening a new audience for me, because this guy sucks. And I know he sucks.
And they came to see
And
comedy.
I'm going to fucking bury him.
Right.
So you're going to get your photo with him, but you're going to buy tickets to my next show.
Right.
But Joey, though, I'm not saying anything bad about Joey. Joey was great. I'm saying these other dudes. I mean, there's a lot of YouTubers that are just doing it for the check. And I'm like, hey, put me on. You're going to make me look like fucking Dane Cook in 2004.
It's funny because we started this pretty much under the principle of like the fake TikTok business entrepreneur, right? There's this start this business, sell Amazon products, you'll be an entrepreneur overnight.
Yep. You'll be a millionaire overnight and drive a Lamborghini next week.
Yeah.
We were all like, bullshit. Like
Yeah.
we're not the smartest guys in the room by any means or like in the world, but like it doesn't happen like that.
No,
No.
we
In
work
your
our asses
business, it
off.
doesn't happen like that. Maybe
No.
1 in a million.
Yeah, and I mean, especially with my business, it's like, for me, what's funny is that like the videos that I put out that are viral are the dumbest fucking videos I make.
That's what people say. It's
Dude,
the,
like the video
the
that
thing you didn't expect.
Yeah.
And it just goes.
So, like, years ago, I was supposed to move to Los Angeles. I was dating this girl. We were together for 1.5 years. We were going to move to LA together. About 10 days before my last show, my moving away show, she goes, hey, I just want to let you know, I'm actually going to move in with Caroline in LA. We're not going to go together. But, like, you can still go if you want. And I was like, no. Because, like, one, I need half your money like, to get to the place.
It's
LA 's not
expensive
cheap.
there.
I need your credit.
Yeah. Like, we were saving money together. This going away show was my half. And two, I really liked her. And I didn't want to, like, go there and then chase her and not chase my dreams.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, so the show's sold out. What do I do? How do I get out of this, right? And at the time, Wintis was the GM at the Improv. He's like, I don't know, like Vince McMahon, I'll fire you. I'll go, you're fired. I go, dude, that's great. And then what if I give you the Stone Cold Stunner afterwards? Without a beat, he goes, okay. And I was like, should we practice? He's like, nah, we'll wing it. Dude, the best.
You kick him?
Dude, I fucking
I saw the
go
video,
to shake
yeah.
his hand. I fucking kick him in the stomach. I give him a stunner. He sells it so good. Dude, then I take the beers and I'm chugging them. 3 days later, I'm on Good Morning America. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It's like not a single joke I told meant anything.
You're on there for slapstick.
But
Girls
I
in
go up
LA
there and
like,
just
I
start-
know him.
Yeah.
I know him. That's half my money.
Bye, Annie. Yeah. So yeah, it was crazy, man, and like little things like that, and then I do like Steeler reaction videos.
Yeah,
you
you
know?
recently had the Barbie one that went pretty nuts.
Yeah, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. What's her name? Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
followed me and shared it. Yeah, it was pretty much me just making fun of like these like badass dudes that are like, yeah, I think it's kind of lame that all these girls are dressing up like Barbie to go to the movie theater. I'm like, yeah, dude, we paint our fucking faces to go to Steeler games. We're wearing other dudes' work uniforms at their job. Like, that's gay. Like, that is like, there's, in sports, it's the only way you could get away with it, right? Like, no one's ever going to be like, I got a fucking Frank Smith Walmart greeter vest signed in his cum when he jacked off in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, if you think about it, like, we're literally, and the thing is, like, all right, so like Pat Frymuth, for example, I love him, right? He's like, what, 25 years old? I just wore his jersey at the game. I'm 9 years older than that dude.
I've made a stipulation.
I look lame as fuck.
I don't know when that switch happened.
Yeah.
In terms of age.
Yeah, but it's wild because you wore it to the game, but there's 30 people that showed up to work in Pittsburgh today that wore a Pat Fryermuth jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I mean, that's the one thing about Pittsburgh I do love and I will miss. It'll be May 7th. And some chick's got an oversized Jerome Bettis jersey on at Giant Eagle. And I'm just like, this is it. This is great.
Did you see, I think it was Shane Gillis's YouTube special. Did you see that?
He's phenomenal.
He talked about his sister who is, they were doing an intervention, but he took her to Six Flags and she showed up and they're from Lancaster. And she showed up in her best Heinz Ward and her Steelers pajamas with her Crocs. And I'm like, that is
as Pittsburgh as it gets.
40% of the women in this city.
It is, bro.
So in the dry cleaners, right?
Yeah.
There won't be a week that'll go by that I won't do at least one Steeler thing. 52 weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
And I have done probably close to 36 restoration jobs, and every single one to date, even the one I just did last week, has a Ben Roethlisberger jersey.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. In the last 7 years, it's never not had at least, even if it's a cheap one, there's still one there, or a Ben T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the way to clean them best? Is dry cleaning? Yeah.
Because one of the things that
I
they
got
do,
some for you.
a lot of what
like
they
10
do
jerseys
is
for
they
you.
glue a lot now.
Yeah.
So when you wash them at home, they want to ripple.
Yeah.
But our steam, we can put them back down and make them look crisp.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I
You
think
can fix the bubbling.
fix the bubbling. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Really?
call you
Yep.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see
Born
you tomorrow,
Trade was
yeah.
a killer to us.
Oh,
Because
dude.
those jerseys suck.
They were the best. They were so funny, dude. We
Ron
killed so
Keller's.
many little Chinese kids at that place. That was awful. Do you remember that?
There's
Born
just little
Trade?
Chinese kids everywhere.
Dude, I mean, and the best part is like the real jerseys are made one building over. Like, and they're going to that place next.
You get a promotion if you do like 10 without
Yeah.
screwing them on. Crooked.
You're in the Nike sweatshop.
You're going
You're
next door to
promoted
Nike.
Nike.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I remember buying those jerseys when they first came out. They're like $25.
I know. I got a letter from Customs.
Did you?
Yeah, we ordered we went
You
together.
do
and-
over 10, you get fucked.
Yeah, so we ordered a bunch. We were like, fuck it, we're going to get a bulk discount or whatever. And we ordered like 30. And I got like an envelope from Customs. It was like, you may or may not see your shit again. Like, but we ended up getting them.
You got them?
Yeah. So
It's amazing.
they've expanded now. They do like purses on Born, like that. Those sites do purses, shoes.
Oh, yeah. I do
anyway.
DHgate.
Okay.
DHgate is where I would get it. Now, I don't get... So, I will get knockoff anything minus Steelers, like Pittsburgh gear.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because, like, our font is very specific. Our golds are always different. So, it's very obvious. But, like, dude, if I'm wearing a San Jose Sharks jersey, who the fuck knows what they look like?
Yeah, nobody.
Sharks fans don't even wear them.
Yeah.
You know what
Joe
I mean?
Thornton might call you out,
Yeah,
but other than that,
yeah.
you're fucking sick.
Yeah,
And if
well-
Joe Thornton's at your show, fuck it, you
Yeah, I'll
won.
be like, hey, win a cup, you pussy. You know what I mean?
You mentioned you're moving down south.
Oh,
What's up with that, man? You're gonna leave the black
Leaving
and
the
yellow.
Berg. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long, but I mean, it's at a point. I'm 34 years old. I've been doing this for, I'm on my 16th year. I feel like I've done everything I could in Pittsburgh, at least. We got the icy light cans. We'll get into that. They do the best of the Berg voting, which is all bullshit. I've won it, but it's bullshit, and I don't even care to win it ever again. But I'm a regular guest on DVE. Everything that I ever wanted to do in Pittsburgh, I've been able to do. And the one thing I wanted to do was stage AE. Because for me as a Pittsburgher, to me, it's the ultimate venue.
Right.
It's in between my two favorite homes, PNC Park and Heinz Field. Fuck you, Acrisure. It's right there. And it's just a fun atmosphere. And I was like, if I can just sell this place out, I'm good. I could even quit comedy tomorrow and be like, you know what? I did everything I ever wanted. And when I have kids, I could be like, Dad did all this cool shit. You know what I mean? And so for me, like, this is it. You know what I mean? But I will be back for football season. So, like, every home Steelers game, I'll be doing my bus tours on the Berg bus. But I am moving to Dallas. Probably the end of February. because the Steelers will win the Super Bowl on the 11th of February, I think. And then we'll be at the parade, and then it's going to take me 2 weeks to pack.
That'll be the Matt Light exit parade.
Yeah. I do have one of the Lombardi trophies, though.
I saw that.
I bought a replica from some Facebook Marketplace. It's the greatest thing ever.
Shout
dude.
out.
Yeah.
You'll buy shit you didn't even know you needed.
Dude, I've been looking for one of these trophies forever, and they're like $400 to $600 a piece. I paid $150 for it, and I was gonna like negotiate, but like I clicked on his profile and I was like, "No, I'm gonna give you the full $150."
Yeah,
you need it.
This isn't easy for you.
Yeah, like I knew like
He's
was
from
parting
Garfield.
away. Yeah, like I knew this dude didn't want to get rid of it, and I wasn't gonna lowball him. I'm like, "Here, dude," and then like he was teaching me how, because it's made out of nickel. So I guess like when you touch it, the oil is on it. So you got to learn how to wash it. And so I've had it for a month. I haven't touched it once.
It's green.
Yeah,
White
yeah, it's
gloves.
gonna be green.
Green
Yeah.
cum stains.
I know. I was throwing the Statue of Liberty. You're all bullshit. But
What takes you to Dallas?
my girlfriend. So I've been with my girlfriend not long, but we've been.
Is Caroline down there too? Or
Who's that?
isn't that the person that kicked you out of California?
Oh, no, Annie.
Annie. Fuck
No,
Annie. We're over Annie.
Hey, Annie's out in L.A. Cause,
Okay.
My girlfriend is from North Allegheny. We were just talking about that rivalry. I'm a North Hills kid. We've been buddies for 20 years. I was either dating someone, she was always dating someone. I think we always had a crush on each other, but like I never had the balls to talk to her. And then she got out of a relationship and we started dating, and it just like moved quick. And I wanted to leave Pittsburgh at some point or another. She's like, I live in Dallas. I go, that's close to Austin. You mentioned Joe Rogan with the fucking the space complex, the mothership. And I'm like, I know a few of those guys. So to get an audition there, I'm like, why not? Why
You
not
just
do it?
glanced over like the biggest thing you spoke of in the last hour. You got out of the friend zone. Not everybody can do that, bro.
I know.
That's a
How'd
big
you-
move.
yeah, how'd
Fuck
you
up
pull
in
that off?
Lombardi.
What was
Send a
the-
dick pic, bro.
Brett Favre.
Yeah, and it wasn't my dick.
Newsflash.
No, I mean, you know what really happened was we went out, and so I met up with her the Franco Harris game when Franco passed. Right? It was me. I took Bill Crawford from DVE. It was me and him. We went to the game. I met up with her. We had fun, and then we went to Tequila Cowboy afterwards. And this was really cool seeing her. You know,
I feel like you ranted about this recently.
what's that?
Tequila Cowboy, yeah.
Oh, well, I'll get to
get
that
back to
too.
that.
I'll get to that. Those motherfuckers. So we just were having fun, and then like I was like, well, let's hang out again sometime. And so I caught her after dinner with her dad one night. She came out. We went to Jack's, where every love
Pittsburgh
story
relationship.
starts. Every
One that
successful love
lasts,
story.
for sure.
Then we went to Bar 11, and she kissed me.
Oh,
And I didn't, yeah, dude, like, I just thought, like, she was, like, I was out of her league. Like, I was like, there's no way, right? Then she kissed me. I'm like, okay, Matt, all right. She's got high heels on. She's, like, an inch taller than me. I'm, like, leaning up to kiss her.
you climbed the ladder.
I literally. And then after that, I was like, hey, let's try this out. And, we tried it out, and here we are.
Yeah.
But Tequila Cowboy, the thing you're talking about, so I had a post on Facebook, because I've noticed they just throw you out for no reason. And, like, what I wanted to know, was there a lawsuit that happened? Because, like, I know they used to have the bull.
Right.
They don't have the bull anymore. So I don't know if, like, somebody, like, got on it and the bull broke because they were too big and it was, like, fat shaming.
It
or
could
if it was just,
happen.
like, somebody fell, got hurt. But, like, they throw people out for no reason, dude. I've been thrown out, I'm not even kidding, for asking to charge my phone.
Oh.
So can I charge my phone?
I
Yeah,
thought
you
maybe
gotta
there
go.
was an incident. There's multiple incidents.
I mean, I didn't have pants on, but my point is,
Your heart was in the right place.
yeah, I was like, hey, can you?
Yeah, I've been thrown out of some bars, and it's always been for someone else's fault every goddamn time.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like,
You're just with your buddy, and your buddy doesn't know when to shut the fuck up or wants to
no,
fight.
usually I'm like 64 beers deep and order a pitcher for last call and then spill it all over the bar. And then my buddy tries to defend me, and then I'm old now. I'm 40 almost.
Yeah.
But like, I just would say stupid shit. Always
Yeah.
calling a bartender sweetheart. That's not a good one. you know?
Yeah, or
Yeah, or
She
like
walks
they're
by.
like, "Hey, where the fuck's my beer?" That normally doesn't
Yeah.
work good. But, or like somebody wants to just start shit, and I'm not
Yeah.
one to decline shit. Like if shit's
Oh,
gonna
I am.
happen, let's get some shit going on in here because it's Tuesday at midnight, and I gotta go home soon.
All my friends are tall, and so like it's great. Well, taller than me, and it's great for me because I talk shit, and I'll just be like, "Oh yeah, you want to fight? Fight him first." And then my big dumb fucking friends are like, "What'd you say?" I'm like, "Yeah. What he said." And I just because I do that. If I was in a fight, I would get my ass kicked. I'm a little bitch for sure.
I saw Mike Lang in a bar in Detroit
Really?
start a fight and then grab 2 beers off the bar and duck down while all the Pittsburgh fans fought. He just ducked out, got back to the hotel, and he was reading the newspaper in the lobby, drinking his fucking beer. I'm like, you just started a fucking melee down the street.
How
man.
did he start it?
He just like was talking shit.
Really?
Like Mike Lang would, yeah. Fucking straight up. And was
He
like-
always used to go to Denny's after the game on McKnight.
Yeah, because he's from the North Hills.
Is he?
Yeah, because he was a customer of my parents used to own the store on Babcock. It was Ruby's Cleaners,
Yeah.
and he was a customer there.
Oh,
So
that's
he's a
awesome.
North Hills guy.
Yeah.
So probably
He's
an
just-
NA fan though, if I were to guess.
Fuck them.
He's just yelling at you in his announcer voice at the bar.
He's a piece of shit.
Scratch my ass with a hacksaw, bitch.
Yeah. Slap you, Sydney, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was unique. He's a voice man.
Yeah.
So,
So
maybe
I
he
did-
didn't even do anything. Maybe someone was like, "Don't bump him," you know. But he was not saying like,
He
"Hey,
just
hey, break it up."
Took his beers and
Just took his. He was a fucking drinker, that's for sure.
So do you got to sell out the places you go to? Is it all commission? Could you take us behind the scenes there
Yeah.
from a business side?
Well, when you first start doing stand-up comedy, it's kind of like okay. I think the reason why I've been more successful than other comedians in Pittsburgh, I don't think it's necessarily that I'm funnier, but I'm funny. But like, I just think that like I took it as a business aspect, right? So like when guys were refusing to do like petty things, like clubs, there's a thing called a bringer show. And the way that works is in order for you to get stage time, you got to bring 5 people. And I had no problem doing that. Like I had friends. I was like, hey, come to this, come to this, come to this. Well, a lot of these like comedians now are very like, I have anxiety and I don't have friends. It's like, well, enjoy performing at coffee shops for the rest of your fucking life.
how do you do comedy if you have anxiety?
Dude, I don't even know.
I mean, alcohol probably helps.
These, but they're all like all new comedians, and I'm not trying to like talk bad about like people that started before, like after I did. They're all pussies.
Yeah.
They don't want to work. They want everything given to them. For me, like I'll tell you exactly how it starts. My first 1 to 3 years, it was just promoting, going to shows. I didn't even want money. If I didn't have a good set, I'd say keep the money. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm just investing in myself.
Right.
Now where I'm at, there's one of 2 options. One, I get a door deal where I get a percentage of the door, or I get a guarantee. Or I combine them and I say, whatever is greater, I get. So like, for example, with Stage AE, what I did was I got offered to do the show at Stage AE, right?
Awesome.
I was like, cool.
Do you have an agent, or they just
No, I
fucking
do it
call
all
you
on my
on
own.
your cell?
Yeah. And so I do it all on my own. The last agent I had fucked me over.
It seems to be a trend. In that
Yeah, it was
industry.
he didn't pay me for my last 2 shows. COVID hit, and then he couldn't afford to. And I said, fuck you, I'm done with you, whatever. So I've been done with that. AE, it was really, do I want a set price or do I want to set my own price? So what I asked them, I go, can I rent the venue? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, all right. How much? And I was told it was XYZ. And I was like, holy shit. Okay, well, not going to make money if I do this. If I get sponsors on the show, they'll pay for the rental, and then I get the whole fucking door.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so that's what I did. I ended up getting sponsors. I was like, hey, listen, like, this is a great opportunity for you guys. You're in front of 1,200 people, 1,200 yinzers that whatever I say, they love. You know what I mean? Because I'm authentic, dude. Like, I would never have a brand or a company sponsor a show that I don't believe in. Because it's just, people see the bullshit in it, and I call bullshit all the time.
Yeah.
So I just reached out to my friends' businesses and go, hey, do you want to do this? Cool. This is what it's going to cost. You'll get a banner. You'll be at the show. You'll get a shout out. Whatever the fuck you want, I'll do it. I'll do a commercial for you, whatever. So I got my venue pretty much paid for. So I get the door at the show. And then I pay my comedians too and stuff like that. So like when you're the headliner really negotiates everything. But if you're the host standard rate is $50 a show, which sucks. And I would never do that to my friends when I'm on a show. The feature is $100 per show, which is also dog shit. And I wouldn't do that to my friends. So like they're going to get more money. Like everybody on my show, I'm giving them $500.
Nice.
Just because I'm like, and they're only doing 15 minutes. And the host is only doing 5. But I was like, listen, I'm not in this for money, this show. This show was like a...
Prove it.
It was like a thank you. Because I felt like I earned this. And to perform at this venue, I just wanted my friends to be there. And I want them to feel like they earned it just as much as I did. Yeah. So I wanted to give them more fucking money than just like, here's $50, you're open for me, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're all on a level playing field. I just got lucky.
So is Bill Crawford Bill Crawford's on the show?
Crawford's on the show.
Yeah.
Crawford's fucking phenomenal. And like, by the way, like that rate is not Crawford's rate.
Yeah.
Crawford makes a fuck ton more.
Yeah.
But Bill's doing it as a favor because he knows what that job means to me, like being there. You know what I mean?
And he stayed. I mean, he stayed in Pittsburgh, right?
He stayed, and if he wouldn't have gotten DVE,
he would have left.
I don't know if he would have stayed. Because I wouldn't have.
Right.
You know what I mean? That being said, he has 2 daughters, though.
Yeah.
So what he did was brilliant because, one, he gets to try out new material every single day, every morning.
Yeah.
But it's a very difficult job. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he gets up the time he does. I don't know how he balances with his life. Bill Crawford is a fucking workhorse.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's hysterical. And when he got DVE, dude, I knew like the guys that were in the running for it. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you guys know this story, but Billy Gardell auditioned for it.
Really?
No shit.
And before they offered him it, and he goes, hold on 1 second, I have 1 pilot to go, and then I'll let you know how it goes.
Now Mike and Molly.
It was Mike and Molly. He got Mike and Molly, and then they went with Crawford, and I think it's been great for both of them.
Yeah.
You know, and I just met Billy for the first time in Vegas when the Steelers played the Raiders.
Yeah, I saw that picture you guys with them, dude.
Nicest fucking guy in the world.
Well, you met half of him.
Yeah, I know.
You only met half of Billy.
I know.
The old Billy Gardell was
twice
his
yeah,
size.
yeah.
But
he was cool as hell, man. Yeah,
he stayed true to his roots for the longest time.
So I was kind of a dick before I met him.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think he was really from Pittsburgh.
Oh, really?
The story that I heard was that he was only in Pittsburgh during the summertime with his grandparents. But he's not from Pittsburgh.
And then it was like a shtick.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, no, Joey O'Connell from Penn Hills is real. He's a real guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
But then you really, because it's all hearsay. And then then I actually heard him, oh, he is a Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, he wasn't like Larry the Cable Guying us, like, you know, like... Which I think is brilliant, dude. Larry the Cable Guy does not have an accent in real life.
No,
he's from
fucking
shit. Dude, he's from Florida. His name is Dan. He lives in Florida. It was he was so frustrated in his career because he was a really good comic. He was a really good regular observational comic. He just jokingly did this Larry the Cable Guy gimmick. People fucking loved it. And now
he does Disney movies.
Dude, his barbecue sauce is at a fucking Dollar General right now. Dude, that's phenomenal.
I want a refund on my $3.99 gold hook for my junior year fishing hat. Then, if he's not a real deal,
right?
Remember the gold hook that he made famous? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I don't know how but I'm sure because Florida, they're fucking hillbillies to begin with. So I'm sure one way or another, it's in there.
It's in there,
but it's not.
Yeah.
That you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, a lot of people from Pittsburgh, we all have that yinzer in us. But then, if you ask us to lay it on,
right,
we can all lay it on.
So, Pittsburgh dad, right?
Yeah,
I hate him. Everything about him.
Do you hate the personal guy? Do you have a vendetta against
both,
the guy, or just
I hate them both.
He wants to fight him.
Yeah, let's set it up. Stage AE,
bro. I've called. Have you seen? I've called this motherfucker out on videos for years, and here's the reason why. And I've never told this story, and I'll tell you. years ago, I met him. By the way, there's two of them. There's Kurt, who does the videos, and Chris, who writes it and edits it and directs it. Chris is the nicest guy in the world. I love him, and his mom is cool as hell, too. She used to work at the Improv. I like them. I met Kurt at Arcade Comedy Theater, and they were doing those live reads where you would do a read of like a TV show. Well, I got casted as Wayne from the Wonder Years because they needed a dickhead brother, and he was the dad. And dude, we hit it off, and we were so cool. Like, we were buddies. We were texting, and then we went to a mutual friend's house at WrestleMania to watch WrestleMania, and all these jokes I'm telling about WrestleMania were on the next episode of Pittsburgh Dad.
Oh, no.
And I was like, yo, what the fuck, dude?
That's a
Like,
no-no.
what? Not that I was going to use them on stage,
Yeah.
but like, hey, dude, what was that joke you said? Oh, cool. Do you mind if I use that? Or like, maybe you can help me on the episode.
Yeah. Or, hey.
Credit.
Sure.
Or just the, hey, watch the next episode. I used your shit.
Exactly. Not like I'm going to fucking sneakily fucking do it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then we did like I wanted him to do a comedian flag football game. So we did a comedian flag football game. All the comedians played. He played. He was against me, and like I scored a touchdown. And my touchdown celebration, I scored like fucking 6 touchdowns. And my celebration was I would go. Remember when Joe Horn went underneath the goalpost to call somebody? I did it, but I was thumbs downing all his dumb fucking YouTube videos. And he got mad, and I was just kidding. You know what I mean?
Just jossing around.
But then, like, we were still cool. And then, like, eventually, maybe I'm just really bitter, this sounds like. But I was like, hey, dude, like, I got this podcast on the Trib. I got, like, fucking Chris Jericho. I got, like, actual guys on this thing. Like, do you want to be on it? He's like, yeah, I just don't think our brands match. What do you mean?
I'm a Pittsburgh comedian doing
exposure.
a podcast.
Yeah,
You're
like,
Pittsburgh
what's
fucking
the
dad.
difference between you and I other than I make people laugh? Like, other than that. And so, like, after that, like, he just... And then, like, I said something about the Steelers, and he made a fucking negative comment, and I was like, fuck this dude. Like, he's a fraud. Did you ever see the Best Pittsburgh Dad video?
I mean,
No.
subjective, but what do you mean?
Where he's drunk at a bar, and it's just him drunk at a bar, and he's yelling, fuck hockey. He's like, we're not Canadian. He's like, this is Pittsburgh. All we care about is baseball and football. That's it. Fuck Sidney Crosby. Fuck the Penguins.
Yeah.
And so then the next episode of Pittsburgh Dad, because it went viral, he was surrounded by all Penguin shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's clever. I still fucking hate you, though. But yeah, I don't like him.
Can't pull one over
Yeah.
on the real comedian here.
Yeah, I don't like him.
So is he from Pittsburgh?
No.
Yeah, the guy that writes it's
that's
from
not
Pittsburgh.
good.
right?
Yeah, he's not from Pittsburgh, and then he went to... But I'm not going to bash him for that, because, like, I think he lived, like, an hour outside of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Right? And then he moved to L.A. to be... So my whole thing is, that's not a transplant. If you move somewhere else
Right.
to pursue your dreams, you're still a Pittsburgher.
Right.
Yeah.
And you come back, or you don't. It's just, when you act like you're this, but you were never this,
Yeah.
then it's a problem. But I don't think he was ever from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's what Jimmy Buffett was always like a Key West guy. Went to Nashville, tried it. It didn't work. Went back to Key West and then nailed it. And he didn't say he was out of Nashville. He kept to his island roots in
Yeah.
Margaritaville, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I guess, you know, I think that he has a huge following just because we can all relate.
I think
relatability.
that's the thing is I also like, especially now. I mean he was around forever, but like now, like we can all sense bullshit, and I feel like when you're not an authentic person, or we know.
Yeah, it's a character
immediately.
now. Before we were like, who the fuck's this guy? You know,
Right.
like, it might be like our friend's dad, literally. But now
Yeah.
it's an episode. It's
I didn't
just
even
like
realize
watching.
it was still on.
Yeah, it's like watching Friends.
Dude, and he still gets a shit ton of views. Listen, I'm not knocking what he does. I just think he's a dickhead.
Yeah, he gets an all access too to Pittsburgh. Like,
Yeah, he gets to do everything, and you know it is what it is. And you know, I do know that like he did one time, and this is whatever. I don't care. There's no cameras.
Every camera saying
He
it
was
there.
he was supposed to headline the Pittsburgh Improv. He was gonna do a meet and greet, and like, I think he asked Crawford to open for him, and he had to fill an hour. And I think Crawford did like 40 minutes, and Pittsburgh Dad did like 10 after him. And just took pictures with people eating like fucking ices in Hill's garbage bags. I was like, dude, whatever. Like, fuck this guy. He's just.
Well, he's not on a fucking icy light can.
Hey, he's not on
how do you pull? Because that's my bucket list to be on a fucking beer can.
Dude,
How'd you pull that off?
I don't know.
I feel like
Someone reach out?
Yeah.
I mean, is it?
So.
Hey, we want you on a fucking can?
Yeah.
So since 2019, I've been doing these videos called the Tailgoats.
Yeah.
And what the idea of the thing was, I love roasting people, and people
Sure.
are like, "Well, it's real easy for you to roast somebody when you're at your show."
Can you roast us?
No,
Not yet. He
I
will.
like you guys.
We got a half an hour left. We're
I
good.
like you guys. But like at a show, like, oh, it's so easy for you to roast. You have a microphone and nobody else does, and they're there to see you. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go do it at a Browns tailgate.
It was hilarious.
I'm gonna do it at a Ravens tailgate. I'm gonna do it at a Bengals tailgate.
You made it out of Baltimore.
Dude, I drove to all their fucking stadiums and ripped them all apart. And you know what and then afterwards, I would like bury the hatchet by like we're just busting each other's balls, drink this beer. And then they would review it and they'd say, oh, I like Icy Light, you know? And so that was like, I did these videos for Icy Light, and then they, they gave me the ugly sweaters to wear every now and then. This time, last year, I had a meeting with Neil. He's Neil Early, one of the advertising guys. He says, hey, I got a question for you. I don't know if you'd be interested in this. He's like, would you want to be on a can? I was like, what do you mean? Like, we want you on the Icy Light can. Dude, I'm trying so hard not to cry. Like, I'm so happy. Like, Yins are
Jack
Christmas.
Ham,
I'm
Iron
like,
Coat,
yeah.
Matt Light.
I was like,
Maybe.
that sounds cool, I guess. I mean, like, how much money do I get? Like, and then, like, you know, you got the evil devil and the good devil. It's like, stop negotiating, dickhead. Just say yes. You know what I mean? And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I didn't care what the details were.
Yeah.
I was like, let's do it. And then, dude, the second we left the meeting, I called my dad. Like, I'm on a fucking Icy Light. Hey, let's.
I made it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like, because like, there's two things. Like, okay, in Hollywood, you got your little star, your bullshit Walk of Fame. For us, it's either an Icy Light can or on the fucking Permanis wall.
That's it.
That's all. That's all I
That's all
wanted,
you
dude.
could do. Yeah.
You know, and speaking of the Permanis wall, now that they have the one in the North Hills on McKnight Road, we need to get you on the
Dude,
wall.
I know, especially because I fucking, when they opened up, they do that 100 Club, the first 100 people.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so. Can I get that, dude?
You
Like,
want
in
it?
it.
I mean, are
You
you?
want it?
You're going to Dallas.
It's yours.
He's donating it. That was supposed to be part of a raffle, bro.
That's you.
Wow.
Just take your picture with it. We'll give it back.
Yeah, we'll donate.
We'll
this
figure
to
it
the
out.
show.
So, yeah, they have all the. Yeah, I think that's
So
a good
why
place
not?
to start.
We're fucking put me
Let's
there.
start. We
right?
don't have to go. What is it? The
So
one
this
in the
guy
strip.
calls you out of nowhere. And
So no, I've been
he
working
shows
with
Neil's
up
a
in a
good dude.
suit
Neil's
and
a
a
good
Lamborghini.
You know Neil?
Yeah, so like he's done some donations to some events that I've had.
Yeah.
I did a drag queen bingo. He hooked me up. We did a golf.
Do you
outing.
do drag?
Well, I was the host, so I ended up going in
Can we
drag.
hire you to do drag?
Well, you know when they tell you, so I was on.
Dude, I love drag shows.
So, yeah,
I'm not
it
even
was-
kidding. They're
it was a
fucking-
blast.
They're fun.
So
It's a
last
write-off,
year,
right, Jerry? It's a write-off.
2022, I was an
rub
ambassador.
off.
So 2022, I was an ambassador for Real Men Wear Pink, right? So my fundraiser was a drag queen bingo. So we host this thing at like the Route 8 Joey D's or whatever in RIDC Park. And everything's going good. We're like making some money. We got 50-50 like every Pittsburgh thing. We got Chinese auction going on. And they say if you really want to make money for the final number, you have to come out dressed in drag. And,
Yeah.
And you'll make money. So all night I'm shellacking buckets, Icy Light. And finally I'm like, well, the goal is to raise money. Let's raise some money. So they put me in this thing and they're like, we got tape because my like balls are hanging out of the end of the
Oh,
thing.
really?
You know? And they're like, we got tape. I'm like, whoa, I'll keep my underwear on. And I go out to Raining Men. And I had $600 stuffed in my
That's amazing.
dress, and I was like,
Yeah.
anything to save a set of boobs, you know what I mean? But it was,
Yeah.
I'd do it again. You know, I think it's a bad, they get a bad rap. It's a fucking fun
Dude,
time.
so
It's a fun time.
I went to a drag show in Miami. It was the first time I ever went to one, and it was on accident. obviously. And it was awesome though.
You
Like,
were
right-
going to
accidentally-
no, I
Miami
was
to
with
go
my
to
girlfriend,
dress.
so I couldn't be like cranking one and go, hey.
It's intense.
Yeah, it was great.
It's very intense. And like we're getting like the half-ass. Like I go to Key West and I see him in Key West.
Yeah.
And it's like a production.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
kudos to drag queens everywhere.
I'll tell you a story. Last year, I went to Goldmark, and I'm at Goldmark, and I get in there, and they're like, "Just so you know, it's a drag show." And I was like, "All right, cool. Like, what Bud Light specials? Like, what are we doing? Like, you know?" And I go in, I'm like, "Cool." And I text my cousin. My cousin does drag, and I'm like, "Billy, are you at this drag show? Are you performing tonight? Right?" And then they introduce. Like, I forget the dancer's name. We'll just say, like... Cinderella, right? We'll say Cinderella. And she comes out, and I'm like, holy shit. It's Billy. And, like, I'm laughing so fucking hard because he has no clue I'm here, right? And, like, I just got done doing one of my bus tours. So I have a fuck ton of ones for tips. I'm like, I'm going to make it rain on him. And
Oh, Jesus.
Cinderella or whatever comes up, starts dancing. I'm like, I'm so proud of you, girl. I'm starting making it rain. And I hear, thanks, bitch, licks my ear and then smacks my ass. I was like, all right.
We're related.
Yeah, you're a dude. And you're my cousin.
We just went West Virginia.
I was like, what the fuck? You know? So I go to sit back down. And when I sit down, like, you naturally just grab your phone. My phone lights up. It's my cousin. My cousin goes, no, I'm at my mom's. What's up? And I was like,
Oh, shit.
I was like, what's that? He's like, I'm at my mom's. I go, no, you're not Cinderella? He's like, no, she's fabulous, though.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, no, I know. Cinderella just licked my ear and grabbed my ass. And my gay cousin replies, haha, fag. I was just like, this is phenomenal, you know? So then I fucked Cinderella that night.
And now a brief word from our sponsor.
This episode of Between Two Bridges is sponsored by Paymark Payroll. Are you tired of spending countless hours juggling payroll calculations, tax filings, and compliance regulations? Well, say goodbye to that chore and let Paymark Payroll take the burden off your shoulders. With our secure online portal, you can access your business information from any internet location, even your phone. Employees will love the ability to receive direct deposits, and they can access all their pay stubs, tax forms, and information through their own portal. Focus on growing your business while we take care of the rest. With top-notch customer support, we're always here to assist you with anything, at any time. Don't let payroll stress hold you back. Choose Paymark Payroll and experience the freedom to thrive. Contact us at payyourpeople.com for a personalized consultation and a demonstration of our powerful payroll solutions, and see how Paymark Payroll can better your workflow. That's payyourpeople.com. Join the growing list of satisfied businesses that have embraced the convenience and efficiency of Paymark. Payday made easy. Your business deserves nothing less than the best, and that's exactly what Paymark Payroll delivers. Now back to the show.
Start us back up, and let's start with the fucking first pitch.
Fuck you guys. I don't want to.
You don't want to talk about it at all?
No, I'm kidding. Oh, you didn't see it?
I didn't see you pitch.
Yeah. Well, all right. It was a 90 mile per hour fastball.
Yeah,
right down the middle.
Dude, I
There
can
it is.
imagine that most
nervous?
people that do
Yeah.
that think like, oh, I can throw that. And then they get out there and it's just like, boom, ding, ding, ding.
So here's the thing, and you're mentioning the president. I'm assuming Bush, right?
Yeah.
Well, Bush owned the Texas Rangers,
And still.
so he threw strikes.
Did he throw heaters?
He threw heaters. Obama's the one who sucked.
Was he off the rubber, though, Bush?
Yeah, Bush was on the rubber, and he
Yeah,
threw
he
strikes.
had nothing but time.
So the biggest thing is you
So did
don't
Bob Nutting call you? How does this work?
I have a photo with Bob Nutting.
Well, that's not something to brag about.
No, dude, so I'll tell you my story when I met Bob Nutting first. So the first time I ever met Bob Nutting was actually for another opportunity.
At Tequila Cowboy?
I wish. I would have beat the fuck out.
That would have been your one fight
Right?
you won.
Trevor Williams was a pitcher for the Pirates at one point. My buddy Jeff Dye, who's a touring comedian, was friends with Trevor. So we went on the field, and when we went on the field, we had to walk through their locker room. And lo and behold, the door is being held by Bob Nutting. And I go, thanks, bro. And I fucking backhand Ric Flair, chop his chest like he's just a fucking normal dude.
Did you realize who it was?
I knew who it was. Okay. My buddy did it. My buddy goes, why'd you hit that dude so hard? I go, because he owns the Pirates. And we're fucking 31st in salary cap. Like, dude, like, we're you know how, like, we're 31st in salary cap, and our stadium's named after a fucking bank.
And is one of the nicest in it.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It should be Aldi Stadium. You know what I mean? Or, fuck it, you know what? Name it after Bob. Notting Field, right? You've actual bobbleheads fucking
so
sucking
sad,
dick.
man. So sad.
Just a bunch of people in the rotunda
Yeah.
serving Wendy's. Fucking getting paid minimum wage.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts. And so anyway, the second time I met Bob, he was actually really nice, super fucking cool guy. And, like, I kind of understood, like, I get it. Like, I get why he does what he does. Because it's like, you see guys that spend $340 million a year and then they miss the playoffs. He's like, what's the difference? I'll save the money. Yeah. I would do it. So anyways, I got an invitation from people inside of the Pirates organization. Like, we want to honor you. We want to let you do the first pitch. My friend Kelly got me on it, and Robbie Ink Mikowski from the Pirates. Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool, no brainer, let's do it. For me, it was like the coolest thing ever, right? I love the Pirates, even when they're not good. So they wanted me to wear a full uniform. I wear the pants. I have pants from Hermanson from like 2003. I got my own jersey. I'm wearing my buddy's softball glove because I haven't thrown a baseball in 20 fucking years. But I played left field and I was good. I had a good arm, everything like that. So I practiced one day the week before. And I'd say 80% of them were strikes, right down the middle, without the mound though. So they announce me, they bring me up, and the biggest thing is you don't want to throw it into the dirt. That's it. As long as you don't throw it in the dirt, nobody cares. So I go up there, and
do you go through the main gate? Do you fucking like going through the
there's a
clubhouse? Is there a secret entrance?
Okay, so I'll explain. So left
You're in
field.
the sewer.
Do you know? Yeah, I hung out with 4 turtles. Raphael gave me the inaugural
John
pitch. Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme breaking there for you.
So left field, there's a, you know, outside on Federal Street where they have the beers and everything. Right behind them is where we walk in. There's a little door. You go in, it's the administrative office. You go in there, they grab your credentials. They walk you in there, and then they walk you through the locker room and everything. It's fucking cool. And so, like, I go out
nice
there.
Nice locker room?
Oh, yeah. It's everything is top notch.
Okay.
Yeah, everything they have is top notch.
Aside from the players.
Other than the players. So why do you think the place is so nice? You got to pay anyone. So I go up there. They say my name. Dude, I promise you, I had, like, 3 Icy Light mangoes and a green tea shot. I felt great. I wasn't nervous at all. I didn't fucking look at anyone. And then real quick, I looked over my buddies. So what up? I go up there. I'm like, yes, fuck it. I'm going to throw a strike. And then I wind up and so I throw like a quarterback, not as because a pitcher you come like that. I threw it like this because that's how I've been throwing recently because I've thrown footballs more often than
football throwing.
Yeah. So, but as soon as it come out of my fingertips, it was like Ralphie in A Christmas Story when he dropped his dad's tools. I literally was like, fuck. And I knew, right? It sailed 20 feet over his fucking head. Top, but at least it didn't hit the dirt. So, I'm like, at this point, so fucking upset. Like, it was a worse moment than 9/11 for me, honestly. I was like, I didn't know those guys. Like this, I knew what I did. I was like, fuck.
You let down the whole city at this
I know. And I was like, and so like, I'm so bummed out. My girlfriend's she's like, it's okay. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. I was like, I love you. I'll be fine. Just, it's going to be okay. Then my fucking dad comes over to me. He's like, hey, here's what you need to do. I was like, Fred, I don't need advice. It's the first pitch.
Yeah.
I don't get a third pitch. I'm not going after the fucking pierogies. That was it, right? That was fucking it.
There's no do-over,
There's
Dad.
no do-overs.
Forever.
So then I'm like, well, let me watch it on camera. And my buddy Ryan's like, I got it. My dad is standing next to where Ryan's filming. The second it goes over his head, I hear my dad go, he throws like a fucking bitch. And I was like, dude, like, I can't ever post this now. Because my dad called me.
Well, I was proud of you because I saw all the pre-pictures and the mound
Yeah,
pictures.
that's all I'm fucking
I didn't,
showing.
I didn't see your video.
So the
I was
thing
like,
is,
girl.
I'll show you the video. I have it. So I have the edited version from a guy filming the screen. From one of the guys that works at the Pirates. I'll show you guys it. But I want to get the actual good quality one because I want Robbie and I to talk about it at AE.
Yeah,
I think it'd
KBL
be
Sports
so funny.
version of it.
Robbie's laughing. Robbie could have caught it. He could have stood up and caught it. But he thought it was funnier to sail over his head. and then I go over and I throw my glove up like to make it like animated because I'm a comedian. But I'm still actually really pissed off deep inside. But I'm trying to play it up. Camera goes, say hi to the camera. I go, fuck you and your camera. I walked away. I was so fucking mad. And then, like, it took me a couple days to realize that was the best case scenario. Because if I throw a strike,
That's it.
That's it.
who cares? You'll never remember it. But the one I did and threw it ridiculous, dude, it was bad enough to where it looked like I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know, did I?
Did I?
But the truth is not. I just fucking suck at baseball.
You should have stone cold stunnered Robbie right there in the dirt. Full
Dude,
send.
I should have just clotheslined the fucking parent and just. By the way, I think
Going
the
down in
parent's
Pittsburgh
banging
Pirate
Hannah.
history.
You ever watch the
Jalapeno
pierogi race?
Hannah, yeah.
He helps her every time,
Smashes that
dude.
pierogi.
Yeah, she's a side pierogi for
We
sure.
we had gotten tickets from my insurance guy, like my kid's first baseball game, and it's like
Yeah.
a real family. We're right behind home plate, and that's I think the first time I met you in person. You were right behind me. This dude's just like laying it on thick. Like everything was clean and fun, but he was giving it to everybody, and I was like, couldn't help but just laugh the whole time.
Oh yeah, dude. My favorite game I went to, Pirates game, where I just had fun, was I went to Pride game. It was not this year, but last season, and he gave out Pride T-shirts. And the only reason why I remember they were Pride T-shirts is because I had a backlash on TikTok because of what I did. I thought it was funny because it's Free Shirt Friday. I didn't even look at what the shirts were. I didn't care. Every out, I was Hulk Hogan and ripping one off.
Like,
So, dude, I
like
ripped
70 at the
27 outs, right? There's 20. Every fucking out, the Pirates Hulk Hogan it. Everyone's throwing shirts from the upper deck to get me these. And dude, I got brush burns on my fucking, and I'm just pulling them, and they're not pre-ripped because they're cheap ass shirts. You can just rip them. And then on TikTok, everyone's like, he hates gay people. And I'm like, dude, no, I hate the Pirates, you idiots.
I hate free shirt
But how great is it that the Pride game was against the San Francisco Giants?
Somebody had a hand in it.
Dude, they 100% were like, well, both
We'll
teams.
get
We're on
that.
both teams now.
Oh man,
That was so much fun.
So when the Icy Light cans, when are they available? Are they gonna be in the pounders only?
They are pounders only. They let me pick, and I was like, we're doing pounders.
It's funny because I have a theory. First of all, 16-ounce Icy Light can, best it tastes in any format.
Really?
I
I like
100%.
bottle. Every beer to me is better bottle than canned,
Well,
I think.
I think that extra 4
Sitting
ounces,
on it is a lot easier, too.
To me, when you crack a beer,
He just kept going.
this is a good one.
to me, when you crack a beer, you take that first swig. I feel like in 12
It's just
ounce
a
format.
metallic taste. I don't
But
know.
no, in a 4 ounce or 12 ounce format, you're losing a quarter of your beer or a third of your beer.
True.
So the 16 ounce gives you the swig, and then
Yeah, but
you
you act like you only can have one. Who fucking cares? Drink another one. Drink them all.
He lost 3 ounces, so he's,
Yeah.
he's
And then
quitting.
there's something to be said for ordering a pounder. You know,
Yeah,
give me
that's
the
true.
pounder.
That's true.
So,
Well, that's why I picked it though, because I thought it sounded cooler.
and if any law enforcement is watching, it takes 16 ounces for me to get to work in the North Hills to my house. I mean, it's a perfect one beer.
It's a road.
16
It's a
ounce
roady beer.
soda.
Yeah.
It's my road soda.
Road soda.
And
I
I'm
like
good
that.
to
I've
go.
heard that.
So,
That's great. Yeah, I mean, they debut next Saturday
Nice.
at the show, the 16th. So we just literally just talked to AE. And we're like, listen, we know, we have a bunch of sponsors. Fuck you. I rented the room. You're putting these in there. So I mean, Icy Light's there anyways, and Iron City is a sponsor.
right.
But like, there had to be like, so what I didn't know. My
Do
image
you
had
get
to be
a
approved.
commission on concessions and stuff? If you're
No.
like, yeah, I sell 30 cases, let me get.
No, because here's the thing. Like, and my deal with them was they gave me a lot of money up front.
Sure.
And for me, I was like, that's good.
AE or Icy Light?
Icy Light
Nice.
with the sponsoring of the
Yeah.
show.
What were you saying about your image?
So the thing is, I had to sign like the likeness agreement that they can do whatever they want with it. I was, yeah, let's do it. But if I do merch, I get all the shirts. I get 100% of the shirt money, and I'll make my own shirts. You don't have to worry about it. And they're like, cool, no problem. So those shirts will be available at the show. I get all the money from that. But with the I think it's the LCB, there's a really weird legality with it where every label has to be approved through the government or some sort of. I think the reason why is because you remember like Joe Cool the Camel,
Yeah.
how it was cool to make it look like you're smoking. Mm-hmm. So we had to wait with legal to see if we could actually get them out.
We had to make you look
that-
as uncool as possible.
Yes, that's why if you look at the cans, these ones have a label on them, where the other ones, the metal is like wrapped. The metal's wrapped. So this version, because we didn't know how many we were allowed to do.
Right.
So we started with 6,000. We have 6,000 cans. That's 250 cases. I got 6 of the cases. I gave out 5 of them at my tailgate because I didn't care. I wanted the first one that got off, and I have a personal case for my friends and family. And then like at AE though, I'm assuming they're all going to be there because that's not a lot of beers. If it holds 1,200 people, they're all fucking gone that day. I hope so, or I didn't do my job. Like we better drink. You know what I mean? Like that's so.
Yeah.
So we had the Cower can, the Iron City can last
Yeah.
year, and I have a can opener, and I'm opening them from the bottom after probably
Just the drain. Yeah.
yeah, after a terrible Steeler loss probably, and my wife walks into the kitchen and goes, "The hell are you doing?" And I just look over, I'm like, "They're collectible. I'm drinking them from the bottom, you know. That's what you do. You open them from the bottom,
Yeah.
you put them on your I-beam in your garage, and then you
Yeah.
have them for life." So that one's mine. It's going on my garage I-beam.
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. No, that means a lot, man. It was cool because they said I was the first non-athlete, like sports related, and I wanted to be like, oh, wait till you see my first pitch.
I'm an athlete, man.
Definitely a fucking athlete, dude.
Yeah, Iron City did a lot of that. They would put companies on them back
Yeah.
in the day, like the old steel cans. They really were a Pittsburgh-based company.
Dude, and I can't say enough good things about them. Like I just think the people there are so good, and their marketing team. I mean, like, so I got in touch with them. I know Jamie Bartley. If you know who Jamie is in sales there. She's the best. Rachel does the. I think she's like head of marketing over there, and like they just know how to hone in on the demographic because, you know, when it comes to beer, you have your beer and you stick with it for life, right? So they're not worried about the beer drinkers, beer boilermaker, steel. Fucking, you're already with us or you're not.
Right.
They're going for 21 to 35, and so that's why I'm on the can. Because you know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense that it's like, dude, I drank it at this age, and now I'm on it. If you drink enough, you can be on a fucking can.
My grandmother drank it, and whenever they were going through hard times, and I said, I'm not drinking to get drunk. I'm drinking to save my city. You know, I felt like Iron City was on its way out. I was like, so people were drinking Natty Light. I was drinking Icy Light. Like, I was like, send it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I felt like it needed to stay here. I don't know. It's just Yinzer in me, you know?
Well, when Cliff bought the company, man, like, he really, like, changed the thing. Because it was just, like, it's probably, like, 10 years ago. Nobody gave a fuck about
Couldn't get an Icy Light at a ball game.
Nobody cared. I mean, they just... I mean...
Anheuser-Busch bought it, right? Anheuser-Busch owned it, didn't they?
It's in St. Louis
No,
now.
what's that?
Iron City is.
No, it was made in Latrobe. They outsourced the production from Lawrenceville to Latrobe. It was always the same person that owned it. Then they got into the problem with the sewer commission in Pittsburgh, and that's when Cliff bought it and bailed them out because they were getting ready to go into litigation.
But this is, like, fun for him.
Yeah.
Dude, like, when I tell you this guy loves, like, I think he has his money from coal.
Yeah. Rosebud Mines.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Dude, like, and the thing is, like, he's a Pittsburgher. Like, bro, like, you meet him, he doesn't introduce himself as the owner of Icy Light, Pittsburgh Brewing. You would never fucking know. You're like, oh, that's my buddy at the tailgate, Cliff. Like, I was talking up with him for a while, and Neil comes out to me. He's like, you know that's the owner, right? And I was like, nah, he's fucking cool as hell, though.
Yeah.
Then he come up to me, like, later on. He goes, you do videos for us, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I love them, man. They're great. And I was like, wow, it's so cool, like that, like, because, dude, like, people change with money, you know what I mean? It just happens. This guy just, if anything, just looks at ways to help the community with it.
He just had a Christmas party for Rosebud, 1,600 guests, and I have a friend that works for them, and he didn't spare any expense. It was solid, you know.
Well, the rumor is, you know, and I don't know how true this is, but if they didn't bring out their new headquarters over on 28, they were going to bid for Heinz Field and make an Iron City Stadium.
Oh.
I don't know how true that is. That's hearsay. Cameras.
Keep drinking Iron City. That deal's only 5 years.
We almost had Iron City Stadium, which would have been fucking so cool. Like, that name was badass.
Still
yeah,
could
we're
happen.
9 years.
9
yeah, we
years.
got 8 years now. Yeah, I mean, dude, like, $150 million. People were mad about the name change. Dude, like, if I change it, like, $150 million, your new name is Cocksucker. Wow. Right? Dude, $150, I'll suck a cock. You know what I mean? Like,
Is that the number?
I will either suck one or get rid of one. I mean, I'll kill someone.
Yeah, I mean, I'll cut mine off. Get me out of trouble. I like
this is a business podcast, so I guess $150 million, we'd walk away from a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
Or walk into shit, or do whatever we got to do. What's the hardest part of your deal now? Like, now that you've done it, been there, done that. Like,
seems like you spend a lot of. I mean, I was surprised to hear you listen to your shows, and do you spend a lot of time listening to other guys to get motivation, or?
No, so like I hate.
You spend 80 hours a week. Like, what are you putting into comedy?
Yeah. Well, when a big show like this is coming up for me, and it's all like self-marketing and everything like that, unfortunately, it's like 80-20. It's 80% marketing, 20%. So, like, you got to get to a point where, like, your name is big enough and you don't have to do this stuff anymore. And then you can work more on comedy. Dude, like, literally, I'm no bullshit. I am going through, like, I'm right now, I have a warning on my messenger because I will message. If you like that I'm posting a show and you like it, I message you, go, are you coming to the show? Like, come out to the fucking show. And I will message every single one of you. Like, to me, because it's like, you know, you got to build if you know you're good enough, you build it. You know what
You're
I mean?
an entrepreneur. You're selling yourself.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, it's a business. You're selling yourself. I'm the product, you know?
Yeah.
And I have to sell it. And if you know there's buyers, I put you on the spot and go, you're now. Like, I'm not waiting. There's no objective. I'm not waiting for it. Right now, you don't want to go? Cool.
I think you're just so programmed, because I think in the middle of our conversation to get you here, you were like, "Did you get your tickets?"
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! And because of that, you're buying more tickets.
I'll be there. me and my wife will be there.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, it's gonna be like, it like, But it's like, it's how it is. And like, if you like somebody's business though, like show them. Don't fucking tell me.
Right.
Hey, I like, dude, this guy, like, this is a perfect example. This hoodie and hat that I'm wearing, these guys saw me open up for Jay Moore. And they're like, it was great, dude. And like, he followed me and I saw like the dude's link underneath said it was a clothing company. And I clicked it. I liked it. I bought the shit without telling him it. And then I just screenshot it and send it to him afterwards. Go, hey man, your stuff's really cool. Just want to let you know, like, I just grabbed some stuff because I don't want shit for free.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's like what pisses me off is like I have tickets that are $45, and these are the most my tickets have ever been. Right, and people can't go. They're like, I can't afford it, but then they'll go see somebody like Amy Schumer for $400 fucking sit in nosebleeds. And her be 1/8 as funny as I am.
Right.
So it's not.
If that.
Yeah, it's not that you don't have that money. You don't think I'm worth that.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
So and that's okay.
You know what? And that's small business, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's anybody that's starting a small business that your friends and family, they're your buddy. And I started a small business, and there's crickets, but then they'll spend thousands of dollars on Amazon or Walmart or whatever.
Yeah.
Christmas time comes, and they're not in the mom and pop shops
No.
that they can make a difference. They're buying shit on Amazon.
Right.
I mean, that's the way
Yeah.
society is.
I
right
want
now.
a handout. How many?
Until they
People
need
ask for
something.
free tickets.
Yeah, can I get free tickets?
Dude,
bro?
right.
Can I
He's
get-
already given you sandwiches.
can
Well, I mean, you don't even
No,
want to
same,
know.
but like you have to deal with that.
Always, and it's like, hey, dude, I want to come support you. Hook me up with some tickets. I go, how the fuck does that support me?
It's not
Right.
supporting you. Just
That's
sitting
like me
there
going to
laughing.
my buddy who's like a doctor. Hey, I want to support your practice, dude. Fucking fix my torn ACL, like right now.
Yeah. Can I get a
I don't have
free one?
insurance.
That's
but say that.
barter.
I'll do it in your garage.
Yeah, like, I want to show people. Look at this knee. I got it from Dr. Seuss. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous, man. And I just like, I think that's very Pittsburgh though. Like that blue collar, that work ethic, and a lot of my friends understand that. And dude, if they don't, like, I'm not trying to sound like I'm all business, but like,
You have to be.
you bring no value to me then. Like, if you're not really my friend, like, because if I was somebody's friend, no matter what it is, even if I think it sucks, like, you have a cum flavored popsicle. All right, dude, I'll buy one.
Yeah, it'll be my freezer
I'll
for
buy
a
a
week,
case because if it's good, it'll sell itself eventually, and I'll try it. But like, if you're like, oh, I want free tickets, like,
Yeah.
then again, like, if you've been to one of my shows just one time, that's enough. You don't have to keep coming. I don't expect that, but it's just one of those things where it's like,
Oh, you want groupies?
no. Well, I have them though. Like, I do have like a group of guys and girls that always come to shows, and I love that, and I'm so grateful for that. But like, I'm at a point now. My business is 16 years old. If you're not on board now, when the bandwagon comes around, and I am selling out PPG in like fucking 5 years, you're not coming. I'll make the ticket so expensive you can't afford to fucking go. You know what I mean?
Well, we talked. We all actually went to high school together.
Where'd you go?
We went to Riverview.
Okay.
So we all went to school together, and Jerry's my accountant in full disclosure. And
Same.
so I run a huge delivery route. We go from Pittsburgh to Evans City with dry cleaning.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we've talked about is I probably have 15 customers in my hometown. 15. I have 1,000 all around it, but 15 in my hometown.
Yeah.
And one of the things we always peg it on is jealousy.
Yeah.
It's like some people just don't want to see you do well.
Well, is your business near them?
Well, we deliver to their house, so they don't even
So
have
it doesn't
to leave.
matter.
It doesn't matter. But they won't. They'll
Yeah.
use the guy down the street.
Dude, it's
They don't
literally
know.
like I can bring a bag of clothes to my office. A guy rolls up in a truck, takes the bag, and a couple days later comes back with everything hanging in hangers perfectly. Here you go. Here's your shit.
So how many CPAs do you have at your place?
I have. I just put an ad out for another one, so we're up to. I don't know. I think we have 8 employees now.
Like,
total.
here's the thing though. Like, you are the guy to like be the connection for everything.
Right.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I worked at a company called Paychecks, and we did payroll. And like, it's really hard to get relationships with CPAs and accountants. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and so like you know business better than everyone because everyone's reaching out to you because you know everyone.
So that, I get that all the time. Everybody jokes around, like all my family and friends. Well, you need a guy. Jerry's got a guy. Because I have clients in every different industry. So you need a roofer, I got a roofer. You need a dry cleaner, I got a guy.
Yeah.
You need, anything you need, I have a guy. I have a client that does it. So that's like I think we mentioned earlier, I sold a house today. I flipped a house, and I got into real estate about a year and a half. Flipped a house, just sold it today.
How cool does it feel?
It's awesome.
Yeah, right.
It's
a win, dude.
He looked like in a bad mood when we saw him this morning.
It was good.
We
It was
loosened
stressful.
him up with some bourbon, but he's
I'm
better.
good now. But when I first started, and I getting into real estate, and I have a lot of clients that do real estate. What do you? Oh man, I struggle so much getting guys to do this and guys to do that, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna have that problem. Well, why? Because I have clients that do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And when they call me, they want me to answer the phone.
Right.
So when I call them,
they better too.
they're gonna answer the phone.
Right.
And actually the buyer today, whenever I was sitting at the table, I said, listen, my wife's aunt lives across the street, so like we did this place right. And she's like, my home inspector said it was one of the nicest houses he's ever been in, nicest flips that he's ever been in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, kind of makes you feel good, like, well, fuck, I guess
Hell
it did me a good job.
Man.
Killing it, man.
But like, it's just a matter of, you're right. In my industry, I know somebody that does everything.
So are you Matt Light Enterprises, or did you set yourself up? 16?
We're not going to talk about my tax.
We'll straighten out.
I'll get you straight.
He knows a guy.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like when I do need all that.
Yeah, let me know. Texas doesn't have an income tax, so
Yeah.
I can still do your taxes here.
Perfect.
And you know what's funny is when I bought my business, I failed to think about taxes, and I think I called him like April 11th and was like, hey, there's this thing called taxes. And
like, I got you, bud.
I screwed up because I got you. We'll file for an extension. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We did.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, with your industry, too, man, like, people think that they can do it, like, taxes on their own. It's like, bro, you fuck up once, this is a whole can of worms.
Prison.
And then they check. Well, for the most part, though, I don't think you do go to jail if you fuck up on
Not on
taxes.
income tax. On income tax, you just get slammed with penalties and interest. But then the problem is, like I think what you were saying, you mess up 1 year, they're
checking
looking
them
back
all.
3.
Yeah, we try to keep all the red flags down.
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you just, I don't know. You either run the risk of messing something up, or what I see more often than that, Matt, is people leave shit on the table.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's a red flag. Somebody told me I shouldn't do that. Like, listen, if it's in the IRS code, it's there for a reason. You just have to do it smart.
Yeah.
Like, just don't be stupid.
Are you set up as like an LLC, or is it Matt Light Enterprises?
Yeah, and like what I'm gonna end up doing is like, so like I have another business, and I can't talk about it yet.
Cool.
And I'll talk to you, but in Dallas, I'm creating it there, and I'm gonna keep them separate because one of them's gonna be a loss next year. One of them's not, and I'm fucking gonna be smart about it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Because they are two different businesses.
What did you do for paychecks? I'm just interested.
I sold payroll.
You sold.
Yeah, it is not an easy job. It's us or ADP pretty much. And I mean, like, dude, here's the thing about payroll. And anyone can fucking do it. You don't need us, honestly, but unless you have a compliance issue. You know what I mean? Like, who? Not that this matters on here, but who did you usually refer through?
We do it in-house. We
You do
it.
in-house?
Yeah, so I own a payroll company called, it's actually a sponsor for the show, Paymark Payroll.
Yeah, so that's my favorite
yeah.
company now because Paychex fired me. Suck my dick.
Yeah.
Bob Fogelson.
But
Bob
you're right.
Do you know Bob?
Nah.
He's like the territorial manager. Dude has the worst timing ever to call me to sign me up for paychecks. I'm
Really?
like, I got a guy, dude. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. You're
My
right
guy.
in the
This
fact
is my
that,
payroll
like,
guy.
it's not necessarily, I mean, payroll processing is not super complicated. The IRS has made it, these places, because now you have to do everything electronically.
Yeah.
They've made it a lot more complicated.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you fuck up payroll, that's a shit that gets you put in jail.
100%.
That's
Yeah.
prison. That's
Like,
prison shit.
For like I would come up to you, like if I knew you, I'd just say, hey, listen, is there anything you want me to take off your hands?
Right.
Or like, do you want us to buy your book off of you if you're fucking just overwhelmed with clients?
Yeah.
But I would never dude, I always did well in sales because I was just honest. I was like, hey, dude, listen, I'm going to say there's a promo code. The truth is this. I'm lowering my commission because I got to hit my quota, and I got 3 fucking days. This is the lowest price I can give it to you. If you don't do it in the next 3 days, guess what? Next month, in January, I'm going full price. Unless I can't hit my quota again. Then in the last 3 days, I'll be right the fuck back here.
I would love to have had
Sounds like you got a sales guy.
I'd love to have a
Man, you
GoPro in your
expand to
car
Texas, you're
when
set.
you leave like a small business that was like, I'm not signing. You were like, like
Oh, no,
Matt
they
Light, the
don't-
comedian, could just mow
But the
them
thing
down.
is, though, is if you know, whatever your industry is, the biggest key is you're the expert. Let them talk the whole time. And then as soon as you say something stupid, I'm going to expose every wound that you never knew you fucking had. And then they're like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Okay, cool. So I'm going to fucking salt your wound, and then I'm going to kiss it and make it feel better. And now you love me.
That's why we have a business podcast, and we brought in the one-man wrecking ball here.
He
So,
knows,
the
yeah.
company in Dallas, is it going to be called Paychecks Light?
It's an entertainment company.
Nice.
It's, I don't give a fuck. I'm doing a bus.
Okay.
I'm going to create a bus in Dallas.
How'd you get involved with the Berg Bus?
So the Berg bus was,
You get a cut? What's up?
dude, so here's what it was. The Berg bus, I saw on Instagram, the Berg bus followed you. What the fuck is this? And there was like comedy tours. And I'm like, oh, that sounds awful. Sounds so fucking stupid, right? Then I was like, but I'm interested. Like, I'm curious because, like, they followed the worst comedians in Pittsburgh. And they wouldn't follow me. So I was like, I'm not following them. Fuck them, you know? Then they followed me. I followed back. They reached out. And they were like, hey, listen. We know you're, like, the Pittsburgh guy when it comes to comedy. Like, you know Pittsburgh shit. You talk about Pittsburgh. We would love to have you be a part of the bus, you know? And then we negotiated on price. And I said, but what is it? You know, because I don't want to be like, Andy Warhol jacked off a dude under this bridge, and then he painted soup cans over here. Like, I don't, that's not interesting. It's not who I am. It's not what I want to do. If I wanted to do a regular job, I'd have had a regular fucking job. They were like, listen, we want it to be a fun experience on a bus and learn a little bit of facts. I was like, can I try it out? And they were like, yeah. So I did it one time, and they wrote on it, and we were like, yeah, this is perfect. So pretty much it's tailgating on a bus.
That's awesome.
I roast people, we drink, we sing, we dance, we play drinking games. Dude, it's the number one reason why that I still love doing stand-up comedy, because it keeps my brain sharp, it keeps me fresh. I'm introduced to people that probably would have never seen my comedy outside of this. Nick and Kat Walker are the two that own this, and they are the coolest fucking people I've ever met in my life. I love them to death. And I owe them a lot for my career, man, because, like, it revived me, man.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to just cut loose a little bit.
Yeah, they're phenomenal.
You don't have to worry about quotas and
Yeah.
all the shit you're worried about with your show.
Well,
now.
but here's the thing, though, bro. Like, this is the truth, and I think it's great for your podcast is, dude, I did the Berg Bus. I did stand-up comedy. I ran social media for a store, and I still worked at Paychecks all at once for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you have time, why not?
Right. And
You know what I mean? And I got that work ethic. My best friend is a professional wrestler. She wrestles for a company called AEW. And she's a dentist in real life and a fucking pro wrestler.
you know her.
Britt
I mean, I know AEW. That's
It's
pretty
Britt
cool.
Baker.
Yeah, Brick
Oh,
Baker. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So that DMD shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Legit.
dude, she's a doctor. Like, she's a dentist. She would practice
That's
2
wild,
to
dude.
3 days a week
Yeah.
and still go to wrestling tapings and make a shit ton of money and keep working. And, like, Britt was like, if I'm doing it, why aren't you? And I'm like, you're right.
Yeah.
What's holding me back?
We've talked on previous shows. It's not like about making $1 million with your next venture, but if you can put $1,000 in your pocket a week, that's $52,000 a year.
Dude, if you keep stacking,
That's
Yep,
it.
that's it.
We always get back to this no matter who we have in the room.
build your bankroll.
Build your bankroll.
100%.
We
Yeah,
go to
the
Rich
side
Dad, Poor
hustle.
Dad.
Yeah, the rich dad, poor dad thing. The whole the side hustle doesn't have to make you a millionaire, but a side hustle that starts out making you a couple $100 or $1,000 a month that you don't spend. that isn't part of your daily budget. Just hang on to it. Just use it as extra cash. It goes into an account, and just keep adding to that and letting it grow, and then eventually, that side hustle becomes a nice little piece of income.
Yeah.
And then you can use it to buy stupid shit with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. You said, talking about all this Pittsburgh stuff, and I think we talked a little bit before we went on air, and I think we probably want to touch on it before we finish, is that sometimes you have how do I say it? The reputation of being the Pittsburgh comic, but part of it, you're bigger than that. So you're touring. I know you tour outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Where all are you touring in the country? Are you going the whole country? Or are you like...
So I've performed in 44 of 50 states.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
I've done a lot of them. Touring slowed down a lot during COVID.
Sure.
And the reason why is I knew I could make more money in Pittsburgh, especially for that first year when everybody had that extra money and they threw it away in 3 fucking months.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, like, I was like, I'm staying here. Give me it. But yeah, I mean, like, touring is definitely on the agenda coming up. And, yeah, like, the big problem that I have is you see me do these Steeler videos. You see me do Pirates first pitches and all over Pittsburgh stuff. And it's always Pittsburgh comedian Matt Light. And listen, I love Pittsburgh more than probably anybody in this world. I just did the Trump. I love it more than everybody else. Tremendous people.
Huge. Tremendous.
Huge. I love this city. But at the end of the day, like, I'm a comedian. And if I'm like, people think that, well, if you move, what are you going to talk about? I'm like, dude, like we mentioned off air, I don't go to Cincinnati and I'm like, Permane Brothers is fucking awesome. Am I right? You play into the audience that you're at, or you just don't, and you have good material. You were mentioning Shane Gillis. Somebody was mentioning Shane Gillis earlier. Yeah. Phenomenal, right? Yeah. Like he did that joke about Hines Ward and shit.
Well, and that's the thing too. Is I think we all know Pittsburghers are everywhere. And, like the Steelers, you go to any Steeler game, road games, and you see these everybody says Steeler fans travel. Steeler fans, they do travel, but they also freaking live everywhere. You know, for decades, Pittsburgh's economy sucked.
Well,
the steel industry took a dive, so people went everywhere.
Yeah, 1980 is when they stopped taking jobs at the steel industries. And so everybody's moving, and one of the biggest places was Arizona. Yep. So...
Yeah, there's Florida, Arizona. Yeah. They're all over the country.
Yeah. And I think, I just think people, it's almost like, I think what people are saying when they say, oh, I don't know if you... They're saying they can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it goes
you know what I mean? Like, they're like, I can't translate.
It's haters in every way.
Yeah,
I think it's jealousy is the root of all evil with people.
Yeah.
Well, why couldn't I do that?
I
was the funniest guy in my graduating class. I was voted class clown. Why can't I do that?
I'm trying to be as friendly about it as possible, but I get that all the time, and people will be like, I could be a comedian. It's funny. Your job's great. I should do stand up. And listen, if that is actually your dream, I want you to 100% do it, right? But when you say it as if it's just that easy, I go, all right, go do it.
Yeah.
I'll watch you. I will literally go to an open mic and watch you go. Maybe you can. Probably can't. Dude, it's hard. I've always been the funniest person I've known. Realistically, dude, I've always been. And this shit is so fucking hard for me. I didn't start making a living off of it until 10 fucking years into it.
Yeah. I was going to ask you how long it took. 10 years?
10 years to be this is it, right? So, quick background. I know we got to wrap up. I'll just tell you. So, I started in 2007. And then I got sick. I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2013. I had stage 3. I had a 20-centimeter mass around my aorta. It's pretty much fucking done. And I said, well, listen, if I ever, make this, I'll be a comedian. This is going to be my job. And then ever since then, I've been able to pay the bills by doing stand-up. And that was, what was that? 6 years into stand-up, but like it wasn't like a career. But I could pay for all my shit, you know, because I always still had other jobs. Because like I said, why not? Why not make money doing other things? You know what I mean? And so I did that. And I mean, that was my big wake-up call for me. Like when you get news like that, you know, you're like, fuck it. Like, I'm going to do what I want. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, I was fearless. I was at open mics with fucking, so I would go with the mask. This is before COVID, but like, I had to wear a mask because I was sick. Like, I'd get sick from anything, right? So I would show up to a mic, I would take my mask off, I would do 5 minutes, put it back on, and leave. You know what I mean? Like, they knew I was coming. I did it every single fucking day. Like, nothing stopped me. And one time I did a show while I was going through chemo. I had chemo the day of, and I still went, and I had this guy in the front row, like, kind of heckle me, and I called him Fat Johnny Depp. Dude, it was the funniest shit ever. Like, so I called him Fat Johnny Depp. He's like, you don't know who you're fucking with. I was going, okay, Edward Sausage Fingers. And I just kept naming, like, 21 Can't Jump Street, fucking, you ate all Gilbert's grapes, shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, Captain Snack Sparrow. This dude pulled a knife out on me while I was outside of the beer hive in the strip district. I was like, bro, look at me. I got, like, a month left. Fucking do it now. I was like, fucking just go ahead and fucking kill me. Like, he just tried to, like, call my bluff. Then my buddy Mike Sass, and he's another comedian. He played football, fucking UConn, big as hell. And he just fucking grabbed me. He's like, get the fuck out of here like that. And Mike said to me, he's like, you're not worried? You're not scared? I'm like, of what? I was like, what? Like, I got this shit, and I'm fine. What this fucking dude's going to stab me? See ya. How'd Matt die? He pissed somebody off so bad on stage. I go out like a fucking champ.
Yeah, like
you know
a
what
martyr.
I mean? Like, if I would have died then, it would have been the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Because when I did beat cancer, now there's expectations. Like, I have to live up to this. Like, fuck, pull the plug on me then. I had potential.
I still
that
have
was
a-
good. That would have been fine. Now I gotta still work. Fuck.
Hey, Light one's fucking paid. Fuck.
Well, that's the thing. Then you get all these bills, and you're like, can we run chemo back? Fucking, I mean, you know.
They come for that.
I know, dude. Fuck.
So 9 years cancer free then.
Yeah, I'm celebrating. So 10 years cancer free will be 2 weeks after the AE show, which is fucking, dude, it's crazy because, like, I remember just beating cancer and going to AE. And it was the first public thing I ever went to after being sick. I went to see Steel Panther. And I just remember being at that, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. And so, like, 10 years later, to be performing there, dude, it's full circle. It's like the fucking coolest thing in the world.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man.
See, that's like one of the things, like, when we, like, obviously we asked you to come on here, then you start looking into your background, and it's like,
People are scared to talk about it.
well, no,
I'm
you're
totally
just
fine
more
with
than a comedian, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you're a business owner. You are your own business. You had your own life in your own hands. You wore that mask before anybody else had to.
Yeah,
and
I'll
you're
never fucking wear it again.
You're like Eminem. You're still out here saying "fuck the free world."
Yeah.
You know? Like, let's go.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
you want to bring us home with this?
Yeah, so you're on stage the 16th, right? Let's
That's
plug you
right.
a little bit. Let's
Yeah,
do
you
that.
guys can all get tickets. It's still available at axs.com. Stage AE. The show doors open at 6:30. Show does not start until 8:30 though. We did that because the Pittsburgh Steelers moved their game to 4:30. They'll be done at 7:30. You'll be able to celebrate the Colts' victory because we're probably not going to win that fucking game. We are at a point where the team is pretty miserable. But anyways, yeah, there's still realistically, I'd say about 300 tickets left.
Okay.
And we sold 900, so we're getting there. So it will sell out. The reason why I tell you how many tickets are left, because I know it's going to sell out, but I tell people this because my other shows were just all general admission, first come, first serve, right? So the longer you wait, the further back you're fucking sitting, because the front seats are going to be gone. You know, it doesn't matter when you get in on time. It's what ticket you purchase, because it is a seating event, and people think AE you're standing, and no, like it's all seated. So the quicker you get them, the
There's
better.
no
your seats are.
rotundas in stage AE. Huh?
Right. Yeah. No Renegade. Well, I might come out to Renegade. We'll see.
You probably
Well,
should.
if they win,
Well, so that was my thought process. So I was gonna bring out the trophy and come out to Renegade because it's my last show in Pittsburgh, right? And I was gonna do all that, but then I'm like, if they lose, fuck that.
wear the baseball uniform. There's always next year for
Yeah,
the
there's.
Pirates.
You know what? If I wear a Pirates jersey and I bomb, it was expected. There's no expectation. The bar is so low with a fucking P on my hat that I would be good.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this has
This
been
is a good time.
This has been fantastic.
Oh yeah, man. Thanks
We
for
were
having
nervous.
me.
We're not gonna lie. We were a
Why?
little bit like what the fuck are we gonna talk about? And then when we started talking to each other, we were like,
It's just
still
at a bar.
business.
It's just guys at a bar, and it's a business. Yeah.
we're at the Trough Urinal at Larnaville, just trying to figure it out.
Sword fight it. Sword fight it out, bros. Who do you think has the smallest in this room? Nah, it's me. It's definitely me. I'm 5'5", dude.
Matt, this is definitely a good time. How do people find you on social media?
Yeah, the best way to find me on social media is on Twitter. I'm at Matt Light. On Instagram, I am Matt Light Comedy. On TikTok, I'm at Matt Light. And on Facebook, just search Matt Light, and you'll see me with the little stupid blue check mark that makes me feel important.
Well, you should. My 6-year-old, I told her, I says, we got a guy on the podcast. He has a blue check mark.
I pay for it, so.
Well, Matt, we'll see you on the 16th.
Yeah,
Congrats on being a cancer survivor. Seriously, that's
Thank you,
awesome
man.
stuff. This
Yeah.
has been a great episode. Wish you
Awesome.
nothing but the best in Dallas, even though it's pretty I did want to ask,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
why the fuck did you have a Cowboys jersey on?
It's Thanksgiving, bro.
But so?
It's a sweet jersey. Thanksgiving, they play every year.
All right, fair
I
enough.
fucking hate the Cowboys.
All
So
right.
you will never worry about me jumping
Okay.
ship.
You
Glad to
passed.
clear
But
that
listen,
out.
next time I'm in town, let's do this again.
For sure, man.
Yeah,
Thank
follow
you.
up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Thank you for listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. Find and follow us on your preferred podcast streaming platform. Like and subscribe, and leave us a rating and review. You can join us socially on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Yes, we still call it Twitter. You can email the show at info@betweentwobridgespodcast.com. Until next time, make it till you rake it.